Hey everyone, it's Cindy and welcome back to my channel. Today is a slightly different video. I'm doing a vlog for you. I'm going to be telling you the story of how I met my husband because people ask us about it a lot, and it's quite a cute little story, so I thought you might want to hear about it. If you watched my previous video, which was I think 10 things that you probably don't know about me, then I would have touched on it there. But if you haven't seen that, I'll put it in the little iCard above. But if you want to find out the cute little story about how I met my husband, then just keep watching. So here I am in the road where I live, and I've lived here for 17 years now with my family, and this is actually where I first met my husband. I used to do a paper round which took me all the way down this long road and a couple of different roads at the bottom and all the way back up again. And when I was doing my paper round, that's when I met Mike. He was doing a collecting round, so he was collecting for a different round. He was collecting the money every week, and so he would cycle past and see me, and we started chatting, and eventually he asked me out. So this is where we met, and I'll tell you more all about our first date when I get in. So I'm home, and here I am in my living room. It's coming up to Christmas, so I've got my Christmas tree in the background. To excuse the TV behind me. I was trying to make sure that I had plenty of natural light on me so you can see me. So we met on my paper round, as I already said. And I was actually doing my paper round in the road that we live in now, which is kind of weird. And I lived with my family a few streets away. And actually my husband Mike lived with his family in this road. So his mum and dad still live in this road. So my in-laws are just a few doors away, which is lovely. And so yeah, he came up to me on his bike, cycling past, and he started chatting to me. And then eventually he plucked up the courage to ask me out. And I said no, because I wasn't really sure, because we were very young. I was like 14, I think, and I was a bit nervous. And so fair play to him, he did ask me out again a little while later, and eventually I said yes. So we went to the cinema, went to the pictures, as we used to say, and the film we went to see was Rambo First Blood, which was not your obvious choice for a first date movie, but that's what we went to see. We walked into town together and watched the film, and then in the middle of the film I spontaneously got a nosebleed, which was really exciting, so I bled all over the place and had to rush off to the ladies and sort myself out. And then so we watched the film, and he was very, very gentlemanly. We didn't get up to any shenanigans. And then after that we went into town, and there's a pub in town called the Swan, and we went there, and they had a beer garden at the back. So we went there and had a drink. I won't say what I had, but it wasn't a soft drink. But as I say to my children all the time, it was a different time then. Yeah, naughty. And then we walked home via Montpellier, and he picked me a flower from the flower bed. Again, probably not really entirely a good thing to do. And it was a geranium, and you know, the sort of Mediterranean ones that we grow here in the summer, with a sort of slightly heart-shaped leaves, and they're lovely, but they do smell a bit, don't they? And I've never liked the smell of geraniums. They smell a bit like cat's wee to me. So our first date went terribly well, as you can imagine, but it was lovely, and we really got on well together. We found out on our first date that we have the same birthday, so that makes things really easy. He's 2 years older than me, and yeah, so then he walked me home, and we basically have seen each other every single day since then, apart from, you know, hospitals / trips and things. We have been together ever since. So we're coming up to, what have we just had? We've just had our 27th wedding anniversary. So that means we've been together about 30 years, probably more, 31 years, and counting. So that's the story of how we met. So now I'm going to show you a few little photos from back in the day. I'll get my photo albums out and just show you a couple, just to give you an idea of what we look like. You have Love's Young Dream back in the 80s, early 80s, mid 80s, and it's interesting, we used to like a lot of the same music, but I was the one who introduced him to Billy Idol, who he later became a massive fan of, and you'll see in the pictures that he adopted a bit of a Billy Idol hairstyle because he wanted to be like him, and so yeah, I educated him on music as well, and we no longer do paper rounds, so that's one thing. I hope you enjoyed that story. I'll get the albums out. Ooh, one more thing I forgot to mention as well, because our parents, so his dad is into vintage motorbikes and my dad was always into like, classic cars, and so there used to be lots and lots of steam shows around this area, and there's still a few, but not as many as there used to be. And we used to go on, you know, weekends in the summer to these steam shows and wander around all the stores and all the vehicles and everything and look at it all. And there used to be we used to have an air show at Staverton Airport back in the day. That doesn't happen anymore here, but we used to get all sorts of fantastic planes come in from all over the country and the world, and we even had Concorde came here twice, I think it was. And again, our families, we would both go to these events when they were on, and so we probably crossed paths numerous times without even knowing it before we actually got together. And I do remember one time I was with my dad at a local steam show. It might even have been the steam show that they used to have near Staverton, I think, not sure, but it was somewhere quite close by, and I remember seeing him, and I didn't know his name then. I used to call him the boy on my paper round. And so I was like nudging my dad, going, Dad, that's the boy on my paper round over there. And he was kind of, you know, oh right, sort of thing. You know, and I realised that we must have been at lots of these events at the same time, and we just never knew it. And oh yeah, and on that note as well, see, I could just talk about this for ages. I used to call him the boy on my paper round, so I used to write on my bag at school. Did anyone my sort of age, did you used to write we used to have like army surplus satchel bag things, you know, like the khaki canvas, and everyone used to kind of write on it or draw on it, like write about their favourite bands and things like that, and draw designs on there. And I had a Tipex pen, like a marker pen, but it wrote in like, you know, white Tipex, and so I wrote on my bag, I love TBO PR, and then in a big heart, because I didn't know his name. Oh, that's a bit sappy, isn't it? So I used to write that everywhere. Yeah, and yeah, and because he was 2 years older than me as well, this was brilliant, because he passed his test and he had a little Mini, and he used to come and pick me up from school, and we used to go off and do all sorts of stuff, and you know, go off different places and have days out and things like that, which was really nice. And we used to listen to CDs in the car, or tapes probably. We used to listen to them in the car, and so those particular albums for us are like our classic albums that we love to listen to, because they obviously take us back. Yeah, gosh, we've done a lot of things together. It's been a long time, and yeah, they were brilliant days, charging around in his Mini down country roads, singing along to our favourite albums. Anyway, enough rambling, onto some photos. So here we go, here's one of my albums, and I'm going to go straight to this picture. This is after we'd been together for a while, and like I said, check out the Billy Idol hair, and took a lot of upkeep, that did. But that's my hubby Mike back in the day. And then a few pages on, there he is. That's with brown hair, might be a little bit later. And there we are, look, we had a day out. I don't know if you could see. Can you see me? I had absolutely frizztastic 80s hair there. Splendid. And there he is there. And I think we'd had a day out to Jubilee Maze, I believe, which is not too far from here. So that was a lovely fun day out. And these are all, trying to think how old we are here. I'm probably maybe 15 or so in that picture, 16 maybe. Here's a picture of me around the time when we first started going out. So my hair was shorter then, so I was about 14 in that picture, maybe. Yeah, something like that, 14, so that was me. Quite some time ago. You have to excuse the quality of the pictures, because of course we didn't have the, I didn't have a fancy camera back then. And I didn't have one on my phone, because of course we didn't have mobile phones, can you believe it? Didn't even exist. And then I love these pictures here. There's me having my passport photo all kind of serious, looking actually a bit terrified. I'm not really sure why. And there he is. Look at him, he's posing. Oh, he's gonna love me for sharing this. Oh, sorry, Mike. Well, I think he looks handsome. I think he looks really handsome. One more picture to show you that I thought you might like. And that's a picture of me when I was at school with my Billy Idol hair. So there you go. A little walk down memory lane of me and my hubby on our paper rounds. Oh, it's funny. So I hope you enjoyed the video and our romantic, cute little story about how we met. And if you did, please click the like button down below, the little thumbs up, and comment below how you met your significant other, because I'd love to hear your stories. And I'll speak to you in the next video. Have a fabulous day.